What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Sunday sermon. It will be Sunday, March 16th, 2025. And this is what caught my eye this week. A lot of things caught my eye, but this is just what I have written down. What I've started doing now is when I see something on the news or whatever, I just write it down and then I'm going to talk about it. Whether y'all like it or not, oh well, there's one of you that likes this, and that's enough for me. So here we go. First thing that caught my eye was this Columbia student who were kicking out of the country. And it's free speech. He can say and do what he wants, blah, blah, blah. It's a slippery slope. Yeah, it was a slippery slope. And he decided to get on that slip and slide, and he fucked around and found out. He's not a citizen. I don't believe that our Bill of Rights and everything apply to him. I don't. He's a 30-something-year-old on a student visa, evidently with ties to the UK and all sorts of other things what I've seen pans out. So this guy's a plant. That's all there is to it. He's some type of plant to disrupt things, and I'm all for getting him the hell out. I don't really care. Now, I don't think we need a reason. I mean, I think throwing out the reason that he said anti-Semitic things or something, maybe that's a slippery slope, but I'm not for Israel right now. Am I anti-Semitic? No. And let me rephrase that. I'm not for us continuing to fund Israel right now, just like I'm not for us funding Ukraine. So that's what I mean by I'm not for Israel right now. Go do what you got to do, Israel. I'm damn sure not for the Palestinians. Not for the Israelis. I'm not for the Palestinians. For me, it was kind of like the Super Bowl this year. It was Kansas City versus Philadelphia. Two teams I really don't give a shit about. Like Kansas City a little bit because of Mahomes, but I don't like Kansas City because of other things. And then I don't like Philadelphia. So, you can call them the Palestinians because they're against the Cowboys. But I didn't give a shit about the game. I didn't give a shit about either one of them. That's how I feel about Israel and Gaza, Ukraine and Russia. None of my business. Don't care. Do what y'all got to do. Russia, you do what you got to do. Zelensky, you do what you got to do. Hamas, you do what you got to do. Israel, you do what you got to do. And I'm going to sit over here and eat my Brahms cheeseburger with the chocolate shake, and I'm going to, watch TikTok videos. That's how it's going to be. So the Columbia student, yeah, he can go. On that note, Ukraine and Israel. I just said how I feel about it, but I wrote it down. And at the end of the day, I think Zelensky is responsible for 99% of this. And here's why. He could have been given a sheet of paper, an official document that says, Ukraine will never be a member of NATO. Signed, Puppet Man, Cokehead Zelensky. And I don't think any of this would have happened. That's all he had to do. I will not be a part of NATO. Well, Putin doesn't get to decide that. Yeah, he does. We wouldn't let anybody do that if Mexico was part of the thing. We wouldn't let it happen. We wouldn't let Canada do that. We wouldn't let, last time I checked, I believe it was called the Cuban Missile Crisis. I think we've already set a precedent on what we would do. Russia just said, okay, hold my beer. Here we are. It's my stance on that. I saw a thing where somebody said that, Musk buying Twitter for $40 billion, what a waste. He could have ended world hunger or whatever like that. Something like that. And I think it's funny that they're all over Elon right now and what he does with his money. But the $100 billion that's missing that we sent to Ukraine, I guess that could have ended world hunger 2.5 times. Nobody gives a shit about that. Nobody's saying a word about all the money that we're losing. So let's stop with the Musk could end world hunger. If he hadn't have bought Twitter when, we've lost a lot more than 40 billion. That's evident. Doge, go crazy. Do what you got to do. Tariffs. Here's what I see about tariffs. I'm all for just a reciprocal tariff. If you've got 256, Canada, I believe the number is it's 256% tariff on milk. we do the same thing to their milk. I mean, it's not hard. It is not hard. Okay. Now then, if you want to throw a tariff on something that's got red dye in it or something, or I don't know why you'd throw a tariff on it. Wouldn't you just make it illegal? They believe the UK. I mean, we can't sell our shit there in the UK or stuff with red dye, whatever that stuff is. We can't sell our stuff there anyway, so there should be no tariff on something we can't sell there. But, you know, if there's a 30% tariff on Fords in Germany, there needs to be a 30% tariff on Mercedes and whatever it is. It's reciprocity. It's not hard. It's not hard. Prices may go up, prices may go down. What the hell did you expect? If you can't see the point that for my entire lifetime, the government has been not working for me. I'm 57. My entire lifetime, our government has not been working to make my life better. That's a fact. They've been making things for themselves much better. And if I get caught up in the wake, then okay, that's fine. But they are not looking out for me. They're not looking out for you. They're not looking out for any American citizen, nor have they for the last 50 years. Korean War, Vietnam War, removal of Saddam Hussein. None of that shit was for me and you. None of it. None of it. If y'all can't accept that fact, and that for the last 50 years, things have been just absolutely a shit show, and then can see that, okay, it's going to take Trump a little bit of time, more than 4 or 5, 6 weeks to sort this shit out, you're just a fucking idiot. Just all there is to it. And I mean, you like the grift. You like the game that's being played on you. I don't. So if I got to pay a little bit more for gas, a little bit more for eggs for the rest of the year, for a couple of years, I mean, for all of Trump's presidency, if he can get stuff in order, get stuff codified, get stuff in place, no more illegals coming across the border. And in fact, on that, I say kick everybody out right now. No more student visas, nothing for a year. For a year, nothing. No immigration for a year. Let's see what happens. It can't get any worse, okay? So, what did everybody expect? What did you expect me to say? Those of y'all that have watched long enough, you know what I'm going to say. Sunday sermon. It's one of the only app you need. You have a good weekend.